I just thought I'd make a quick video on some other things I've been working on. This is really hard to photograph, so bear with me. I took a class on how to knot pearls because I've had really chronic back pain and it's had a lot of flare-ups over the past few months and haven't been able to sit for very long, and this seemed like the most gentle thing I could do to relax my mind and kind of work through the pain. And as it turned out, I just really enjoyed it a lot. It's a really fun craft. Here's a bracelet I'm working on, and I thought I'd show you how you actually string the beads. But before I do that, I'll show you a few of the finished things that I've completed. So this is the first thing I made, and it's basically Swarovski's crystal pearls, and they're 8mm, and I used a size 6 bead cord, and I finished it off with, I guess they call this a box clasp. And I was a little worried the 8mm beads might be too heavy, but it's not too bad at all. And then when I finished the class, I wanted to come home and make sure I could do it myself. So with my extra beads and the extra cord, I made this bracelet. And again, I have really bad carpal tunnel. I was afraid the 8mm beads might be too heavy, but they weren't heavy at all. It's just almost feels like a charm bracelet. And I got this little clasp at Joann's. I think I can't see. Yeah, here we go. So it has a little bit of a sparkly flower inside. It's a little more fun and playful, whereas the other clasp is a little bit more old school, conservative. So the supplies you need to make a beaded or a knotted bead necklace are these. They're called clamshell bead tips. I don't know if you can see them, but I got 10 silver plated for $1.50. And then the next thing you need is the bead cord. And one thing I learned from my class is that it goes by numbers or letters, and for this particular brand it goes by numbers. And this shop only sold size 3 or 6, and they gave me a 6 for my blue necklace, and it was a struggle trying to get those knots knotted. And they recommended 6 because the rule of thumb is that you want the bead to be as tight on the cord as possible, so it's not going to move around. But I just thought I'd try the size 3 on this because I didn't like how big the knots were and how hard it was to knot them, and it worked just fine. And so the thing that I didn't realize is that the number for the size of the bead cord does not correlate with the size of the bead. It correlates with the drill hole. So this is Swarovski. The drill hole on all their beads is the same no matter what the size. So I preferred the 3. 4 or 5 might be good too. They just only had 3 and 6, and out of the 2 I preferred 3. And this is all made out of silk, and it comes in many different colors to match with your beads. And the first thing you need to do when you take it out of this packaging is take a wet cloth and wipe it over the cord because it's real kinky, and that'll help get it straight. And basically it's a very, very long piece of silk thread, so you could probably end up doing 2 projects with it. And at the very beginning of the cord, they call this a needle. It's really just a piece of wire, but this is what you use to put the beads onto the cord. And then the last thing you need are these tweezers. They're very, very inexpensive. I think you could buy them at a craft store in the jewelry section. There's some other tweezers that we had in the class that didn't have as pointy of a tip, because you're literally tying the knot around the edge of these prongs. So you want the most thin, narrow, tapered tweezers possible. So here's some beads that I picked up so you can get a sense for the different colors. I saw some freshwater pearls where they had the gray and the cream white mixed together, and I thought I would give that a try for a bracelet. It looked really really pretty. White, cream white is very traditional, which I'm working on now, and I don't like gray by itself. It's a little like too depressing for me, but the two together, maybe like 5 white and 2 gray, space it out like that might be really pretty. So then I love pink. And so I got enough to make a bracelet. You need 3, they sell, I don't know how many are on this strand, but each strand was $6.50, I think. And you need 3 of them to make a necklace, like an 18-inch necklace, I think. So I got 2 to make sure I had enough for 1 bracelet, or if not 2. And then this is another bead color that I really, really like. And just to show you how the bead, you can get the different bead cord colors to match the color of the bead. This was the closest match I could get on that one. So the last thing you need is a bead clasp. And I guess they call these a box bead clasp. It doesn't necessarily have to be in a square shape. The store that I went to didn't have a big selection, but they're fairly fine and delicate. And it's the traditional clasp where, let's see if I can do this with one hand, where one section will slide into the other. If you use something heavier, it might be too heavy for the silk thread and all the pearls on that thread to work together without creating a lot of stress on the whole project. So I believe the theory is that you want something light and simple. Okay, so when you're first getting started on the stringing of your pearls, you need to use your wire and feed it through the hole in this bead shell and pull it through, and then you make a knot inside here, and then what you'll do is cut it off real short, and then my teacher told us just to use regular clear nail polish, and you dab a little bit on there, and then you snip this off, and then this attaches to your clasp, and then you snip this off, push that down, and then this goes into your clasp, and then you push that down, and that's basically the beginning. And so now I'm going to show you how to knot the pearl. So all of these have been knotted so far. I've got this one on here. This is the way I figured out how to do it for myself. I guess there's a couple options. This is the one that works best for me. I just act as if you're tying a knot, basically. And bringing it over the pearls, make sure your last pearl is close to the last one that you knotted. And then you take your tweezers, sorry about that, and then this was the only thing that was complicated for me to figure out. So, honey, if you could zoom in really close on that. You want to make sure that the way your knot ends up before you close it is just like that. Then you take your tweezers and push the pearl in as tight as you can, and then you pull down on the knot. And the main idea here is just to make sure the knot is snug, but not too snug, because this can fray and break, and you want to be careful about that. So you pull the tweezers out, and then you hold on to it, and then you pull tight. And you're going to feel it tighten up a bit. And that's it. And so you just keep working till you get the size that you need. Then you put in your other clasp, do the same thing, put a little nail polish there, this clam shell shuts close, and then you attach your clasp to this end, which shuts close, and then you have your necklace or your bracelet. So thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment, and I'll try to help you out if I can.